Let's see. I don't know what. Start this one in Countryside. Yep. Yep, I hate that advertisement. I guess if you pay them money, you don't have to watch the advertisement. So I'll keep watching the advertisement. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, she had margaritas. I just had Diet Coke. Yeah, yeah. Let's see, we'll call this new project. Who knows what this will turn into? Yeah. I gotta get all my settings. Oh no. You still hear me? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, 30 seconds behind. This is the part. I wish you could set a global default for the GNC that would always. This was pretty cool. They've added this fringe width. I like to dial my firmness back to there. Oh yeah. Yep. She used to couldn't do that. The rocks were there and you couldn't do nothing with them. Make them fast. Well, you could delete them individually and stuff, but that was a pain in the butt. Or what they would do is if you got the land too low, that's when they show up. So you'd have to go and raise your land up a little bit. I think that's everything for greens, fairways. Oh, oh, yep, yep. All this other stuff gets in your way. Oh, I did firmness with. That rough. And there used to not be a option to crank down the heavy rough. It would always put it on there, and you had to go and turn it off per hole. Paul said, "Please save the broadcast." What's he doing? Yeah, invite him to our party. Tea furniture. That's generally every course gets a little bit better. Yeah. He must be on his iPad or something. He sent me one and said, "Please save your broadcast." He just got notified that I was twitching. I got all that. Rain. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna turn it down. Yeah. Save this. Alright, so let's create a hole here. Yes, I made this fairly flattish. Kind of in the middle here. Change this, but I kind of like to look at the what's kind of there already and then shape to it a little bit. There's a good high point for a green right there. All right. Yep. Then I normally go in here, do some flattening. I like this brush and I like this brush. Put it down through here, kind of smooth it out where the fairway might go. My new way of doing things is building, my new way of doing it is building from the green back. So now what I like to do, well, first thing I'm going to do is get the measuring tool so I kind of measure out my greens. And I think I'll make these like, well, I get the first one and then I use the shapes and hold them up to the other green and make sure that they're similar size. So I just measure the first one to get a rough idea of what I want green wise. Yep. But normally what I do here at this point is I go to sculpt and I get one of these ovals, or I'll do different, but for the most part I like to use these ovals a little bit, and I'll do a flatten and just raise them up a couple feet. Right? So now I kind of got a base for a green. The shot's going to come in here, and then I might want you to see this bunker right over here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw a green out here. Easier to do your bunkers once you built your green. So with this one, and I just kind of use that first measurement as a guideline to what kind of size I might want. Then I always like to put fairway around mine. That's just whatever you like, you know, you don't have to do that, but I like the way it blends in when you run the fairway up there. If you got a ring around it, it kind of doesn't like have a hard edge into the green. See here, I'll just use another shape. Do something. that. Maybe put some fairway around that. And clean up this back corner a little bit. It kind of looks all right like it is. All right, so now the cool part. All right, so I like to take, we'll just take this shape because it's pretty cool. And I won't get it like super close. So then here's what I do. It's maybe a little bit different than what some other people do. I go here to the sculpt and the flatten, and I take this oval brush, the thinnest one. Sometimes I'll use that real thin round one, and I'll stick it up in here like this. I might lower it just a little bit. I don't normally, sometimes I don't lower it. And so that sinks it down. Then I go over to the other one side. And I like to get it up over the ground a little bit when I do it. Sinks it down some. And I don't want it sunk for the rest of this. So I just take it to the 0. And I'll put it like that. And I'll come back over here. I'll hit this side. It will go to the lowest point. See, watch it sink. See it sink? Because the bunker had a low point in it, so it sunk it. All right, so I'm not done though. Then I go back. Yep. Yep. Then I go back with this fuzzy brush, and I have it at 0, and I hold down the A button and use the stick, and I trace around the edge. And what it kind of does, a lot of times it'll blend that ground to the bunker a little smoother. And sometimes you'll get lucky and it'll look like the ground just goes right into the bunker. That's rare, but it does happen. So that kind of smoothed it out. And then I even will go in here like this and spread that fuzzy one out a little bit. Think it. And you just kind of go around in the bunker and make sure you don't have like any weird looking humps at this point. See, like that's might be a little steep there. And you might even have to sink it here and there to get exactly what you're looking for. Right? So, okay. So if I go back from the fairway, I still don't see as much of that bunker as I want. So I'll take the raise, and then I'll either choose these right here, or I'll even go over here and pick one of these, the fuzzier ones, and like I'll take it like this right here and lower the ground, and I'll